Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're just joining me, I want to say thank you for coming to the channel. If you're new here, we do weekly podcasts. We do a whole bunch of stuff, bro. So hit subscribe, do all the stuff that you know when all the YouTubers start talking about, hit subscribe and share and hit the bell and yeah, do all that times 10. But you know, today's video is going to be a little different from the podcast episodes. I want to talk about Batman, the Batman. Yesterday, it got announced that they're doing a sequel. Now, of course it's getting a sequel. Who in their right mind didn't think that Batman movie was getting a sequel? But it's official now. Matt Reeves is in the middle of working on the script, and we're going to talk about who the villains for the sequel should be, who they should be, and who I think they're going to go with. Obviously, they're going to do a Court of Owls setup, right? So that they're not going to be the main villains for this movie, but they're definitely going to be the main villains. In my opinion, they're going to be the main villains for the overarching, probably for the first trilogy. I mean, that makes a load of sense. I mean, literally, bro, the Court of Owls being like the overarching villains for the first three movies. Come on, bro. I mean, you're setting us up for that. But we're talking about main villains, right? So like last movie had the Riddler. Penguin was a side character, you know, the Falcone was a side. I wouldn't say they're side characters, but they weren't like the main villains. I feel like the Riddler was the main villain, right? So Matt Reeves has actually talked about it. We've actually talked about it. But number one, I think, do Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze, in my opinion, has to be the main villain for this next movie. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, right? And I'm okay with that. But you're perfectly setting up, not only is the city flooded, right? So if the city's flooded, let's say we go into like a really, really bad winter, right? So it's like super cold. Not only is the city flooded, but it's super cold. It's snowing, ice everywhere. Perfect villain setup. Perfect. And not only that, you're getting a villain who actually has more to him than just being a bad guy. Yes, he's a bad guy, but why is he doing what he's doing, right? And so if you do the Heart of Ice storyline from the animated show, and you don't even have to do that, but just, you know, loosely base it on that, I mean, you're gonna get a compelling villain, bro. Robert Pattinson's Batman essentially is gonna be facing a villain that he'll probably say to himself, is that even a villain? Is he really a bad guy? I mean, like, what he's doing what he's doing to save his wife. And that'll bring more of from the first movie. You remember when Riddler, like, so yes, the Riddler was a bad guy, but remember they were trying to insinuate that like, hey, me and you are alike, in the sense that we're trying to expose the corruption here, and we're trying to get these people to like stop fucking people up. Riddler just did it in a really, really bad way, but that theme can still continue. Like these villains that he's facing, like, are they really villains, or are we just looking at it through a different scope? So I think Mr. Freeze would be like the perfect villain for this next movie. In the actor wise, bro, you have so many choices. But if you're trying to go for the animated series look, I think Patrick Stewart that's it, dude. Patrick Stewart as Mr. Freeze, that's literally the closest you're gonna get to the animated series Mr. Freeze, bro.
I wouldn't do that. Because he just doesn't seem like he has a good history of villain.
I know some people
behavior.
have suggested Bryan Cranston, Giancarlo Esposito
As Jean.
Oh, Giancarlo Esposito. Oh, okay, then I said that wrong. Yeah, I'm not the best with names. Who's the guy who he's the main bad guy from Kick-Ass 1? Red Mist's dad.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
I mean, he seems like he would be.
I wouldn't have him though, because he's kind of just like the, not stereotypical, but what's the word?
He's
like the go-to like bald dude.
Yeah, he kind of is the go-to baldy. So the next villain I think they should go with, and they already set it up. Hush. Former childhood friend of Bruce Wayne, Tommy Elliott. But I mean, like, they literally already set that up, right? So when Riddler exposed that Falcone and Bruce Wayne kind of had Elliott's dad killed, right? Because the dad was a reporter and was going to report on, like, you know, that. And he killed him. I mean, Falcone killed him. But, like, bro, like, that literally... So he sees that in real time. He's like, wait a minute, what? That gives him the perfect reason to hate Bruce Wayne. That gives him the perfect reason to work with the Riddler, because they do work with each other in the comic books. I mean, bro, that literally, and they've never done Hush before, right? So you get Hush, like literally all the other Batman movies that we've gotten, they kind of recycle villains like Joker, Two-Face, Riddler. They've kind of like already, we need a new one. Hush would be perfect, bro. I mean, and it already kind of goes with the whole, you're going to get, and he grew up in a rich family too, but his dad was abusive. His mom was kind of a submissive housewife. You know what I mean? He kind of grew up the opposite of Bruce Wayne, where Bruce loved his parents. Tommy didn't. Tommy Elliott didn't like his parents. You know, and like you could show the contrast between the two characters, like very similar lives, yet they have two different outcomes. And then for the third villain, I think Hugo Strange, bro. If they do Hugo Strange with like him being a doctor at Arkham, and he's a professor, but they could change his story to doctor, and he's doing experiments on patients at Arkham. Isn't that what he was doing in the Arkham video games that you guys played?
I've only played the last one.
Okay, well, they could do that, which would set up him helping free the Joker, Riddler, and anybody else that's in Arkham, right? Like, he would be the reason that those villains get released out into the world again. You know, Batman figures out that he's like experimenting on patients, and they're inhumane experiments, and you know, very dark and twisted. And we've never got a Hugo Strange either in live action, so that would be another villain you guys could use that doesn't have recycled villains in it. So, I mean, you guys comment below if you guys agree with the list. Let me know. And if you guys think other villains should be, like, you know, I know Clayface, Killer Croc, Bane, Poison Ivy. I mean, I'd be interested to see what they do with Scarecrow in this universe.
I definitely think they set up Bane. I just don't know why they would, like you said, just like reuse the same villains that previous movies have already kind of like
done.
Yeah.
I mean, because, bro, they're going to do a Joker no matter what, right? So, like, I think the Joker is kind of like, we just leave him out here, right? Everybody's going to recycle the Joker, you know? But besides the Joker, let's try to get, like, Clayface in there. Let's try to get other villains that we haven't really seen. And I think Matt Reeves can do it, bro. I mean, like, I have full faith in that guy. So, let's make a banger fucking sequel. And before I end off this video, bro, and I'm reading it right here, but Sony's cast Grammy-winning rapper Bad Bunny as the lead star in its Spider-Man spin-off movie. Now, the character that he's playing, I heard, is barely in the comics, bro. He's not even like a character like that. This might come off as a bit of a rant, but Sony's kind of pulling a Warner Brothers here, bro. They have one of the biggest properties in the entire fucking planet. And these guys cannot seem to want to make a good movie. I mean, yes, you guys, the Tom Holland Spider-Mans don't count because Kevin Feige is overseeing them, right? So a company that knows what they're doing is overseeing them. So Tom Holland Spider-Man right here. What has Sony done by themselves? What has Sony done by themselves since Amazing Spider-Man, right? Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Venom, Venom 2, Morbius. What the fuck has... And then let's not talk about Morbius. Let's not talk about Morbius. Right? Let's not talk about the inconsistencies in the plot. Let's not talk about the trailer that tricked people into thinking certain. Let's not talk about that. In my original tweet, I said I hope Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, Morbius, and any of this other bullshit does never, ever touches Tom Holland's trilogy.
They're going to
leave Bad Bunny out that fucking shit. Seriously, no, really.
Well, they already said Kraven the Hunter was.
I just like, why, dog?
No Way Home was supposed to be that.
I know. It's just like, dude,
not supposed
bro.
to. Sorry, it was originally going to be that.
It's just like, Venom 1 was good, but like Venom 2, now that I think of it, bro, like, why was Venom at a rave? Why the fuck was Venom with like the color bracelets on and on stage, like having like a midlife crisis, dude? Nobody wants to see that. No one wants to, dude. I know we have friends too. We personally have friends who want to see Bad Bunny in this movie. No, bro, no. You know when like Man of Steel 2, they give us Birds of Prey. Man of Steel 2, Michael B. Jordan's Superman.
I actually think Sony got like really lucky with the first Venom because that's the first time you see him in a movie like on his own. Like, he was in the original Spider-Man trilogy.
I mean, now that
Eric Foreman, but
now
other than that, like, I think they just struggled because like everybody wanted to see it. I didn't even think that was a good movie, to be honest with you.
It was okay, man. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's on the brink of like, hey, let's see.
Like, it made a lot of money, but like it just wasn't a good movie. So in terms of like box office success, they had it, but I don't think they made a good movie with either Venoms, to be honest with you.
Now that Morbius kind of shit the bed like Amber Heard, I'm like, why would I have any faith in Madam Web? You know what I mean? Why would I have any faith in Kraven the Hunter? Why would I have any faith in... Look at Bad Bunny. Just look at him. Just look, that's not a fucking actor, dude. Sorry, I know the Latino culture and like the girls, you guys love him, bro, but I don't, and I don't fucking care either, dude. Sorry. Bye, Bad Bunny. Sorry. I know that sounds like really ranty and like, oh, why is this white male podcaster talking? But seriously, dude, like seriously, like if this touches Tom Holland's Spider-Man, you guys are gonna fuck up his next trilogy, dude. Keep your fucking bullshit ass Sony characters on Sony's side and keep Tom Holland in the MCU, please. Just like, bro, after Morbius, that isn't, why should we have any faith in that company, bro? We shouldn't. But yeah, that's tonight's episode, guys. This might come out before or after the podcast, most likely before. So look out for that. It'll come out Monday. And yeah, till next time, guys. Peace.